Hey everybody, how's it going? Chuck here. You're on Power Addicts, my YouTube channel. But go check out www.fixjeeps.com. So here's the deal. We're upgrading lighting today. It's no big secret that the XJs and the YJs have a little bit of not the best headlights in the world. And worse yet, you get some Jeeps that have been abused and the wiring harness is kind of really crapped out. So step one, or part one actually, is going to be how to upgrade your harness first. Very simple. I started to actually build a set of relays, but I ran across a wiring harness, and you know what, it made life so much more simple, and also it was so cheap it really wasn't worth the headache of doing a total, build your own relay bank type thing. So it's a very simple upgrade. So hey, step one, let's upgrade that harness. Hey everybody, look what came in. It came from somewhere in Japan or China or something, who knows. Check out the quality. You're seeing it live. Well, not really live. You're just seeing me open it up right here. The unveiling, the unboxing suspense, I know it's killing you. If I could get the box open, it worked a lot more, wouldn't it? Ta-da. Let's pull the harness out. What do we got? Standard 12-volt relays. Let's see, pull one off here. It's like a standard Bosch pinout. Let's see, I'm looking at the, yeah. I mean, you probably can't see it, but the numbering convention that's on the each one of the terminals. It's like a standard Bosch relay that you'd go to your local auto parts store and buy for your accessory lighting or whatever. So it looks like standard relays. So let's see what else we got. Okay, all wrapped up nicely in the wire loom. This end right here has got a little heat shrink going on around it to help tidy things up. Plug here. Looks like a solid ceramic. Then you got ground lead there. And here is going to go to your battery post. Fuse. Let's see what size fuse they come with. Is that going it? Ouch. 15 amp fuses. Okay, this plug here, not ceramic, it's plastic. But this right here is going to plug into like one side. You got to unplug. You'll see when I do the install. But you'll unplug from the headlight, plug it this, the factory wiring harness part. You'll plug this into that. So this goes into the factory wiring harness. These ends will go in your headlights. So actually, this right here is what's going to generate most of the heat. So this is what needs to be the nice ceramic. And again, these are got heat shrink around to protect them. Actually, not bad quality at all. Except the wires are marked as to what gauge they are. Appear to be about a 10 gauge. Yeah, there's no markings on the wires indicating what gauge they are, but they appear to be somewhere right at the ballpark around a 12 or a 10. Looks closer to a 10, depending on how thick the jacket is versus the wire. So anyway, there it is. You see right here the unveiling of the wiring harness we're going to be installing on my little YJ to upgrade the headlights. Step one, upgrade that wiring harness, and you'll see step two whenever I introduce it to you. Wiring harness we got laid out across the core support here. Here's your relays, fuses heading back toward the battery. It looks like I may have to cut and stretch that wire right there a little bit because I don't think it's going to reach my battery. But you come across here, wiring harness comes across the core support here, and it looks like that's going to be long enough. Because what we got to do is, let's see if you guys can. Now bear with me with the camera for a moment so I can figure out what the camera sees. Right there, if you see the little bit of white area, that is actually the marker light. Where my finger go? There it is. There's the marker light. The harness has got to go under that right there along the bottom of the course port. If you look, the camera picks it up. See right there? That's the factory headlight loom right there. So basically what you want to do is take the aftermarket loom, run it in the same path, and you're going to bring it up in behind. There's the headlight plug there. And let's follow back around here. You can see right here where it all comes up and through there. So that's the way I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it exactly where the factory is. Here's where the ground is on this side, so that's where my ground's going to tie in at. And then I'll get the harness all stretched out and see how much I may have to stretch this. So let me see if I get the camera in position so you guys can see how I'm going to tuck that harness. Alright, passenger side of the Jeep, you can see right here, this is where the harness actually joins the headlight here and goes down inside there. Then it goes under the course support, it goes over like this right here. So that's the way I'm going to run the wiring harness. Now you see here I've got my little tool storage tube right there. That's something I created a while back, and if you guys haven't seen that video yet, I'll put a link to it either somewhere in here or down below in the description. So I'm going to move this right here out of my way, make life a little easier on me so I can run my wiring. Okay, with my little tool storage tube there out of the way, you can see I got pretty easy access to the headlight area now. Now, this plug right here is the one that's going over to the passenger side. See, I've got the harness stretched out here. You see where it's stretched out? Okay. See, here we go. A little better shot. This is the harness plug that's going to end up on that headlight. So what you want to do is come here and we're going to tuck it down. Sorry, the lighting sucks. There we go. Stick it inside right there, which is just below the headlight here. Stick that down inside there and pull it all the way through. Now obviously I can't do this with one hand, so you see what I'm doing from here. I'm going to use the other hand and I'm going to try to feed up this way so that way I can run it on across that way. Or actually the smart thing to do, probably go under the Jeep. Let me get my creeper, we'll do it that way. Okay, in that last shot where I stuck it down through that hole, now look right here. There it is, sitting right below that front marker light. So I'm taking my hand over here and kind of feeding it through a little bit, enough that I can reach it. Then I'm going to pull the rest of the harness through. You see it's about to drop down the bottom of the course port there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my creeper, because I can kind of stick my hand out through there, but not very well. So I'm going to get my creeper and pull that harness through from the bottom. Then I'm going to feed it along through there where you can see the factory harness. Okay, move my creeper so I don't step on it and break my freaking neck there. Okay, so got down below, I pulled it across, but of course it's kind of hard to feed it up through there. See where that wire is going through the course port? What I've got here is, to make life a little easier on yourself, now this right here is a ground clamp I use on my powder coat station. I clamp this right here to the part, and it feeds the negative side of the charge to the part so the powder can come to it. You can see I shot some candy red not long ago. See right there? But anyway, I have that clamped onto it, so what I'm going to do, what's set up, is that wire is going through right there. So now all I can do is pull that wire through, and I can pull that harness through. Of course, you can see that plug's kind of hanging on the core right there. And I got, crap, I can't get my hand down there. Ouch, that hurts. Fish that around like that. Just if I get lucky enough to pull that on through now. Of course not. And now I've got to get a hold of the actual wire. So I'll get my hand outside here, pull that plug through. Crap, people. There it goes. Alright, there it is. I've got it up through there. Now I can take off my little clamp because I don't need that on anymore. Just off the side of my trailer. Then what we're going to do is pull this up through here. Here's the factory headlight plug. Pull that off, and this one goes on. I'm sorry about the camera craziness, people. I'm trying to do like hold the camera, get a good shot, and plug this up at the same time. That's multitasking. I get confused. Oh, plug it on. That feels solid too. It's got a good firm plug push on it, so it feels like it's getting a very good plug fitting. So there we go. We got that one on. And so what we can do with the factory harness one here, we can just wire tie it back out of the way someplace, but we'll get to that in a moment. We're just going to get all the plugs hooked up, then we'll adjust the harness to where we can tie it down to the chassis. Make sure all the wiring's out of the way. So you can see now, we got plenty of harness. Of course, I haven't tied it down at the bottom yet. So now what we want to do, we want to unplug this one, let it hang, take this side, plug it in. There's that. Now what we want to do, this one, see here, what we want to do with this, we're going to turn this plug around, stick that in there. That's going to actuate your headlights. That's what's going to activate everything. So now your relays are hanging off here and never land someplace. We got a ground here and we got a ground over there. So I'm going to get me a socket, take those grounds off and hook those up. So I'll be right back. Okay, here's the factory grounding spot here. I cleaned all the paint off of it right there. And what we're going to do once we get this on right here, I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to wipe this right here off, get all the crap off. I'll touch up with a little bit of paint so it doesn't rust. But here's the factory one grounding point. You do want to put that back on. And here's the new upgrade wiring harness. We're going to put this on first, then this one, then put the screw in. The reason I guess I feel like I should do it that way is this being the aftermarket harness, the upgraded harness, you want direct body contact to get best connection as possible. Now you want this one hooked up again, because if you remember right here, we're hooking it back into the harness for the fact to be able to, you know, bright light, dim, stuff like that. So this right here is still acting as a switching circuit, even though the harness here is carrying all the main power now going back to the battery. So again, clean the paint off right here. This one first, this one second on both sides. Okay, as you can see, I kind of had to get into a little bit of a rush mode because I'm getting rained on. I'm actually getting rained on while I'm talking to you right now. Got the harness put in, ground points are done, and here's your fuse block on your Jeep. Right here, tied in, right. Take this right here. This is a number. What was it? Shoot, I don't forget what size it was. Anyway, get your wrench to fit that right there. And simply tie your harness in right there. No cutting, no splicing. I had to take, now you're upside down. This side, which is part of where your jack's located at, I had to take it off, pull upward on it enough for just these red wires to tuck under that bracket. It tucks underneath there just fine. Here's your relay pack, and what I'm going to do, probably give it a couple screws, lock them in right there. That way I can tuck my harness back real well. But as you guys see, I'm getting rained on right now, so I'm about to probably wrap it up for the moment. Let's see. Let's turn the headlights on real quick so you can see the. Not that it's going to make a whole lot of difference in the daylight. You can see that they're working right now. There's the headlights. They're turned on. It's on the dim setting. Dim, and I go pull the lever and kick them on bright. You can see a little bit on that. And there they are on bright. And you know what I'm going to do? This headlight here, I cannot put the factory harness back on that one because, as you've seen the install, that's the one that triggers the relays. This headlight just has the pigtail going over it. It has both the factory and the aftermarket harness run over to this one. So just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to unplug this right here, put the factory harness back on it, and see if you can see a difference in between the two lights. I'll be right back. Okay, here they are in dim. This headlight over here is running off the factory harness. This right here is running off the aftermarket harness. This right here is getting power straight from the battery. That was going through the factory wiring of the Jeep. At this point, I can't see a whole lot of difference, but it is daylight outside, and it just may not be able to see the big difference in it yet. First opportunity I get to do a night shot, we'll definitely do that again. So let's hit the high beams, see if you see a difference there. Okay, now actually on the high beams, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but if you look, this is one running off the aftermarket harness. This one is running off the factory Jeep harness. Notice how the rays are kind of coming off this right here, how the kind of got like an extra brightness going on. You see the ray right here and here coming off there and there. This one's not doing that, just about maybe a little bit right there. This one's definitely a lot more prominent. So again, it's daylight outside, so it doesn't mean you can see a whole huge lot of difference maybe. But what this is really boiling down to, I'm about to do a really serious upgrade. Okay, these are the factory halogens, like I said just a moment ago. I'm setting up to run HIDs. And obviously the factory harness is not going to be able to pull enough power to supply the electricity needed for HIDs. Actually, I think they pull less until they first charge up. But nonetheless, I want the best connection possible. And running off relays, you can always go better than running through the factory harness of the Jeep. So again, you kind of look, high beams right here. See how the light rays coming out? Here, you just a faint little bit. So that looks promising. So when it gets dark, I'll come out here and do another shoot and see if there's a difference in the brightness that way. Alright everybody, there it is. The aftermarket harness is shining against the door of my shop right there. Got a good white beam to it. So, let's see. Get a little shot right here. They hooked them up right there, but I ain't never done it yet. Alright, now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to unhook the harness, and we're going to look at it that way and see what it looks like. Okay, here we are with the factory wiring harness. Not the aftermarket one. Yeah, pretty decent beam even still. But the thing with this, I've never really had any issues out of the wiring harness on this Jeep at all. The only real issues I've ever had is just with the fuel gauge, which I fixed all that. And I'll put a link in the video in case you guys may be interested in seeing that. Hit the high beams real quick, see what it looks like. Good evening, everyone. I had to wait a couple days before the roads dried up. It's been raining like crazy in the road. Yeah, well, like I said, past couple days or so. So rolling down the highway, heading toward the gym about 9:30 at night or so. And thought I'd get a little video footage, road time, showing the headlights. That is, I am running the new upgraded harness, the relay harness. Kind of get a little idea what it looks like when it hits the road signs, the stripes on the road and such. Whenever I leave the gym this evening, what I'll do is I'll pop the hood, and I'll disconnect the harness and see if there's any kind of real difference. Honestly, I'm not so sure that there's any kind of real quality difference in the lighting. I'm still running the plain Jane halogen bulbs, since that's no big upgrade there, obviously. But looking at the fact of maybe getting the upgraded harness, it's getting power directly from the battery, it may actually increase the quality of my lighting. Normally I'm at the gym by now, but I got to look at new housings. I'm gonna, the next step, I'm eventually going into HIDs probably. So the next step, I'm definitely going H4s. But I got to find the upgrade houses for the Jeep. For the 91 Wrangler, need the 7 to 6 H4 housings. So anyway, I thought I'd take a quick little shoot that you guys see a little bit of lighting video for the harness. So he's going. Anyway, so I'll leave the gym. I'll unhook the harness and see if there's any kind of real difference. dramatic difference or warrant any really further tests. So the next thing I'm going to do is research different housings for the H4 bulbs. So my next step is to upgrade to H4. And we'll do a comparison on those. And so as far as what bulbs I'm going to run in them, I want to see if the housings that I order, if they come with the bulbs, we'll run those bulbs. If they don't come with bulbs, I'm probably going to get, like I said, a Hellas, somewhere right around 5 to 8K Kelvin. So right now, this is going to include the lighting test for the relay package upgrade. So what'd you think, everybody? Pretty cool, huh? Very simple upgrade. For the price I paid for that harness, it was really surprising that the quality that it was. It has those ceramic ends on it. So if you were supposed to get really hot bulbs, like running 8100 H4s or something like that, they generate a lot of heat. The big high wattage bulbs do. And if you're running just your factory plastic ends on your Jeep, those plastic ends will melt, I promise you. If they don't, it's going to be a major surprise, because I've seen it happen too many times. People running the high wattage bulbs and it generates so much heat that it melts that plastic. So if it doesn't do it, it's going to surprise me. And two, if you do step with the high wattage ones, it's not going to do you much good until you upgrade that harness. So you get power directly from the battery. So I've showed you guys a simple harness on how to install it. It's a no-brainer. Check it out right here. H4 Hellas, baby. I'm running Sylvania's Silver Stars right now. I think that's what they're called. It came with a factory H4 Hella bulbs. They were like a 50, 60, I think they were. Pretty good bulbs, but they did okay. One of them burned out like 3 days later, and I ended up getting a ticket because I had a blown out headlight. So I got these Sylvanias, and they've done really, really, really well. So this H4 installs gonna be part 2. But before you can do part 2, you gotta do part 1, upgrade that harness. So there you go, people. If you like my video, thumbs up, and don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and most of all, share these videos. Facebook, Twitter, your Google Plus, your own YouTube channel. Share them out, share the knowledge. When you share knowledge, you're helping people, and that's what we all should do. And don't forget, www.fixjeeps.com. Go check out the site. It's where all these videos land, plus a lot more. So go check it out. So don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe, share. Yeah, you know the drill. So hey, everybody. Most of all, I want all of y'all to have a great, great, great happy day. Yeah, that's it. It's cold out here, people, okay? So bear with me. Tennessee just had a major ice storm, and I've got some video footage of that. So as soon as I get through editing some of that, I'll send it up too. The roads are nasty. They were terrible. So anyway, everybody, I just want you guys to have a great day. Peace out. Later, y'all.